Today on BRStv, we have a quick update on the Clown Harem tank, followed by some fun shots of how the various office tanks are doing. The Clown Harem tank has had fish in it for almost 6 months now, and they've all done really well. The clowns are a year old as of November, and Lou's heavy feeding schedule has many of them almost triple in size. We added some additional bubble tips, and the originals started to grow and spread out a bit. I think in another 6 months we'll see a pretty impressive display of bubble tips. One thing I'd like to point out is how well the refugium is doing. Lou pulls out a really sizable amount of Kato every single week. Most of the staff laughed at me when we said we were going to light the fuge with a Kessel, which is legit because these things are not cheap. But I knew this tank was going to get fed a lot. And the whole purpose of this fuge is to remove as many of the nutrients from these increased feedings as possible. And the intensity of light is absolutely a limiting factor in achieving that goal. After seeing the results firsthand, I don't think anyone here would argue with the pretty impressive results, just the cost of achieving them. Right now we have a Kessel A150 Amazon Sun on the fuge, which is about $225. Only real change we've done with the system is to add a screen top. We had a jumper which Lou almost stepped on, but we saved him just in time. This is a typical screen net top, and we use some magnets to rest it on. I think you could also silicone some small pieces of acrylic on the inside lip for a more permanent solution. As the clowns have got larger, there has been a bit more aggression as they try to figure out who's going to be the boss. This is mostly just some of them chasing each other around the tank and hasn't resulted in any real harm to the fish. We lost one early on, but I counted the other day and we still have the same 29 we've had for many months. And I don't see many signs of nibbled fins or other more serious signs of aggression. So far, our strategy of reducing aggression with adequate habitat, a very heavy feeding schedule matched with proper filtration and water change schedules, as well as diffusing aggression by numbers and assembling our harem with fish from the same clutch, has worked really well. This isn't too surprising because this is the same strategy that worked for others we found while researching a plan for a tank like this. We'll keep you updated as things progress and we make changes to the tank. I'm going to close this episode out with a couple minutes of footage of the various tanks here at BRS. See you next week with another episode of BRStv.